Alright, this is my filter mosaic lesson. The objective with this is to get a student familiar with all the different filters available to them, just to kind of play with them. So what you're going to do is select a picture. This is what the final thing could look like. And some of these turn out really cool looking and you can still tell what it was, and some of these kind of become a hot mess. But you know, it's just a great way again to learn about the filters. So this is my picture I'm going to use. First thing you need to do is duplicate your layer. So we go over here, right click, duplicate layer. And then we're going to learn how to use the rectangle marquee tool and to do a layer via copy with that. So over here on your tools, these are your selecting tools. This one right here is the rectangle marquee. I'm going to select that. And right now it's on, you've got some different things in your option bar here. What these are, if I can select, and then if I go to select again, that first selection goes away. If I'm on this one, it means add to selection. I'll click here and they'll both stay. So I can keep adding little boxes. For what we're doing, I'm going to go up to select, deselect, that'll erase stuff. We're going to stay on just the basic select one. Also, another thing you might want to know is over here with style. Normal means I can kind of make this box whatever size I want. I could put it on fixed ratio or fixed size, and it allows you to put in, okay, all these should be 3 by 2. That's kind of up to you, your own aesthetic, what you might like. I'm just going to leave it on normal. So what you're going to do, you're going to use the rectangle marquee and draw a box. I'm going to have you guys cut out 20 of them, so you don't want to have like huge boxes, but you also don't want teeny weeny little boxes. And they should overlap eventually. So I'm going to draw a box. I'm going to right click inside, and there's layer via copy. Just a warning, let's say I made my box and then I clicked on this tool for a second, the paintbrush. If I went to right click, I am stuck with whatever the paintbrush, which is kind of locked in with that. So you got to make sure you stay on the rectangle marquee tool to get that right click layer via copy option. So I'm going to do layer via copy, and if I turn off my layers, it should have thrown that little box onto a blank layer. A lot of people mess up with this because then they stay on this layer to cut out a box. You got to make sure you actually highlight your background copy and go back and draw another box. So I'm going to draw another box, double check I'm on background copy, right click, layer via copy. I can see that it made it. Go back to background copy, draw a box, right click, layer via copy. You're going to continue doing this until you have 20 layers. Alright, so for the purpose of the tutorial, I went ahead and cut them out. I just did 11 layers so you could get the gist of this. I'm going to go back up to the top layer, layer 1. You got to make sure you're on the layer that you want to work with. And this is where the filters are. They're at the top. And you want to click on Filter Gallery. And what's nice about this, if we zoom out, let's see if this will let me zoom out. Oh, I can't get to my button with my video thing on. Alright, it'll allow me to see a preview. So I can click on, I'm on Artistic. There's lots of different choices here. And what I want you to do is play around with the different ones and see what works. So I'm going to try maybe Film Grade. Paint Daubs. Find something I kind of like. Okay, that's Rough Pastels. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit OK. And then go over here and double click on my layer where it said that. I'm going to type in Rough Pastels. And that way I can name my layer, and if later I find that interesting, I can go back and figure out which type of filter I used. So for each one, you're going to click on layer 2 now. Filter, Filter Gallery. Alright, maybe I'll try Distort. I'll do Glass. Hit OK. And type in Glass. Continue doing that for each layer until you've created 20 different layers with different filters applied to them. Alright, so I just finished changing all my filters around. Last thing you can do is turn on your background copy again. And then save this. You're going to go to File, Save As. Usually I have you do it as a JPEG, but I want to be able to see the different things that you saved it as. So you're going to call this your name. So I'm Jen Pierce, Filter Mosaic, and it should be a Photoshop file.